Hey there! In this video I'm going to show you how you can get under the covers of the all-new ChromaBender and configure the reeds to suit your own preferences. That's the active reeds and the X reeds, and show you how you can adjust the gaps, the tuning, and just basically set up the harp for optimum performance for your style of playing. So let's get started. Okay, first thing to do is just remove the cover plates. Very easy. You just need a flathead screwdriver and the cover plates will come off. Just keep your screws handy. I just always keep the screws inside the cover plates so that they don't get lost, and then just put the cover plates out the way. So here's what you'll see. That's the top reed plate. That's where all the active reeds are. There's your metal mouthpiece. These are little covers for the cover plates, and there's your bottom reed plate, which contains the extra reeds, or what we call the X reeds. Okay, now the reeds on the top reed plate are the active reeds. They're the ones that make a noise when you play your normal scale. They're the notes of the normal C scale on the C ChromaBender, and they can be adjusted and tuned just like the reeds of any other normal harmonica. They've been sort of set for average playing by us, but if you're a very strong player, you might find that you want to adjust the gaps a little bit wider. If you're a very light player, you might want to adjust them slightly narrower. So if I show you an example, say on hole number 5, this is a C, and if you want a wider gap, you just push the reed in slightly. The only trouble with that is the blow will certainly work easily, but the draw will be more airy. Won't sound nearly as good. So you don't want too wide a gap. On the other hand, you don't want too narrow a gap, because then the blow won't sound at all. The draw will sound good. So you basically just want to find that nice compromise that suits your playing style. The idea is that the reed should respond easily with a good strong breath, but not be too widely gapped. So that looks about right to me. So it comes in straight away with a strong breath, but it's not too widely gapped, and the draw still works well. So that's the principle, and it's a skill that every harmonica player should learn, I think, gapping your reeds to your preference. Tuning is very simple. If you want to say tune a blow reed, you just put a probe in there like that. Let's zoom in a bit slightly, and then you can tune the reed sharper by taking material off the end of the reed, and you can flatten it by scraping at the base of the reed. You can use whatever your preferred tool is, if it's a scraper like that, or a little a little electric tool. It doesn't really matter, they all work the same. So that's the blow reed. Now with the draw reed, you just need a little something to support the draw reed. You just put it under the reed like that, and then exactly the same. You scrape at the tip to remove material, and scrape at the base to lower the pitch. So scrape at the tip to raise the pitch, scrape at the base to lower the pitch. Okay, now let's look at the bottom reed plate, and this is the one that contains the X reeds, and this is specially designed by us. The top reed plate is a normal chromatic reed plate, but this reed plate was designed by X reed harmonicas especially for this harmonica, and it contains the secret of what makes it do what it does. All of these reeds are passive in the sense that they don't make a noise at all during normal play. They only come into action when you start bending. So if I, for instance, demonstrate that with hole number 2, you can see the X reed there. If I blow normally, I can put my finger actually over, or my thumb over that reed, and I can still play normally. But if I try and bend hole number 2 blow, suddenly that X reed will come into play. And I can show you that it's working by putting my thumb on it again. So it's creating the bend on hole number 2. Same with this one on hole number 6. So it doesn't... Under normal play they don't work at all. When you bend they do. Okay. So if you look more closely at them, you can see that all of them are set slightly inside the reed plate, and this is to stop them working under normal play, to stop them playing. You can see that the gap of each one is there's a slight, almost like half a millimeter. They're set about half a millimeter below the edge of the reed plate. Just to show how they work, let me shift the gap and make it so it doesn't act as an X reed, but acts as a normal reed. So, for instance, here on hole number 5, this is the X reed for that allows you to bend the blow C down a semitone. So I'm shifting that out of the reed plate, and it'll now work as a normal reed. This is not what we normally want, but I'll show you what happens. So now, if I draw on hole number 5, I'm going to get the normal D reed, and the B flat X reed happening at the same time. I don't want that. This is what I want. I just want the D reed. Here's the sound of the X reed. If I put my finger over the normal reed, and here they are together again. But we only want the D. So as soon as we push that back into the reed plate, like that, we will get only the D reed. So that's why they're set inside the reed plate, and that's it's important that they stay there. Otherwise, you'll get that chordal sound, which is not what you want. During hard bending or a lot of bending over a period of time, it could be that the X reed will actually rise slightly in the slot and lose that negative gap. In that case, you need to remove the covers and just push the X reed back into the reed plate, and it'll cure the problem. You can see on the harmonica there's two different kinds of X reed. There are the draw X reeds, which sit above the plate. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. And then on holes number 4, 8 and 12 we've got a blow X reed. And this one here is doing exactly the same thing, but it's allowing us to bend the draw B note. So when I draw the B, that blow X reed will start operating. It's actually an A. It's tuned to the key of A, to an A note, and it'll start vibrating. Okay, so basically it does exactly the same thing, but because we're trying to bend a draw note rather than a blow note, the X reed is of the opposite breadth.